This is Philip Barrow, who is an aspect or a fractal of Archangel Raphael and many others. Rick and I are healers. We're connected to creator's energy. My husband has merged with creator's energy, and I get the downloads information. Phil, however, has a much larger story than Rick and I. If you want to go ahead, Phil, and explain.
Okay. Yeah, I've been. I started an healing. Can I change my phone?
Yes, you don't like it? Yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear me? Yep. That smells better. I was getting. I started healing when I was 4 years old. I was healing a goldfish, and over the years, when I was 7, I'm actually getting feedback. Do you get feedback?
No, we're hearing you fine.
Right, okay.
And
when I was
a lot of reverb.
There's an astronomical amount of reverberation.
Yeah.
Wow, we're not getting any.
Yeah. It's more than I've ever heard, actually.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of feedback.
Yeah, that's true. Feedback is there.
I'm going to change my headphones again because it's just the same. I'll start again. I won't actually live. Right, when I was 7, I could talk to the weather. I used to heal with family members, and I thought I was the only one who could do it. Over the years, I've found out loads of different ways of healing, frequency healing, using different energies, using moon energy, sun energy, source energy, and I found out that most people just use earth energy, but you've got to broaden your mind and open up. And the more you broaden your mind, the more you lighten your body, the more you find out who you've been, like aspects of ascended masters, angelics, source beings, and all these can give you knowledge, and that's what I bring to this table now. So is that okay?
No, still echoing.
Okay, what if everybody mutes? Maybe most of them are.
Is that okay?
Let me mute. Try it again and I'll mute. Maybe it's me.
Okay. Yep, it's you. So Deb, do you want to, if anyone's got any questions, if you can put the questions on the chat line, we'll go one step at a time. What we'll do at the beginning, we'll do a couple of minutes meditation, get us in the zone, and at the end we'll do the halo to clear ourselves. So let's just close our eyes and just think of the best experience of your life. Just breathe. Nice big exercises. Try and get your chakras running. Try and get the energy going from your crown chakra going into your throat chakra. Doing it in a figure of 8, making it really clear. Don't think of anything negative, and just do that for a few minutes. Big breaths. Right, is everyone ready? Right, if anyone's got any healing they want. Deb, you did say you had 2 people.
Yes, I have Davina and Reinhardt that I wanted to take care of first, if you wouldn't mind.
Okay.
Davina, I discussed with you ahead of time, and Reinhardt, but let's start with Davina.
She's still meditating.
No, Davina, if you put yourself, I've got speaker views, so Davina, if you could say something, please, so Rick can bring you up.
Hello.
Hello.
There we go.
So, what exactly problems have you got?
She's had I believe it's a cyst in her ovary, and we've healed it numerous times, but it keeps returning.
Okay.
I think it's very large.
Do you have a lot of stress? Have you had something very, very bad that's happened to you when it started?
What did you say? Something?
Stress. Do you have a lot of stress?
No, I don't.
Did you have something at the time that created this? In other words, if you've got a bad experience, yeah.
Maybe.
Deb, do you want to put it on mute for a second? Do you want to
Put me on you?
Yeah. Have you had a bad experience in your life, and soon after you started having the problems?
I think so. Maybe.
Yeah, like a very, very difficult time, and it created a lot of stress at the time, and this stress has manifested into a problem. And what happens is, because you've had this problem, it's like the brain's, your body keeps on bringing it in. So you can have a healing, but then it'll come back again. How do we do this? Now I can release the stress, but it still come back. I've got an idea. If I can give you healing, I'm not telling you exactly what I'm doing. I'm putting like a thing to stop it happening. I can't guarantee it. Still use the medical, what you use. But I'll have a few minutes. If you close your eyes and see if you can sense anything, I'll try and do something to stop it coming back. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Right, I'll start now. And anyone watching this, take the healing if you want. Right. Davina,
Yes.
you've still got residue from the bad experience. You're still stuck, and it's manifesting into problems with your health. You've got to try and just let go. I know it's going to be very hard. Whatever has happened, you've just got to let it go, because it's making your health very bad. I also think you could be on the change anyway, a little bit, and it's mixing the brain up a bit. So all of a sudden, your bad experience and your change is combining, and it's creating this. And me and Deb could clear it, and then in a month or two, it'll come back. So you've just got to let it go, and it's up to you how you do that. It's going to be very difficult. It's a very bad experience, and we all have these, and it's how you do it.
Okay.
So, does that all work? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm willing to let go. Ready to let go. For the lesson.
Mhm. I've also put something to try and stop you getting it. So I've put a little program in your brain and something else, and it might help. Okay.
Okay.
I saw David with his hands on your shoulders standing behind you saying, it's time to release the sorrow. Please let it go.
Thank you. I'm ready to let it go. I release it.
And you understood what he meant by the change. You understand menopause is what he's talking about. Okay. I love you.
Love you. Thank you so much.
All right. Now Reinhardt.
Yes, thank you. Well, in my case, it is something which is ongoing since the accident in 2009. There was a broken leg, and the metal is still in there, and it is impacting. When you have no resistance, your arteries and so on, they will be refurbished all the time. But with this and what it was, it is somehow over a longer time diminishing. So, and I felt that it is time at least to regress it, to make it better if it's possible, and also the neck spine, just if there is something which can be done, but otherwise I'm fine. I'm just feel not well leaving it as it is without trying to improve it. Yeah, Phil, this is what it is.
So do you get a lot of pain?
No pain. There's no pain. There is a gradual, when you have the blood,
Your circulation.
Your circulation is hampered somehow.
I already see it. I already see it. You have some circulation issues.
I've sent the pictures, and if the circulation of both legs can be improved, then it will be no problem. And if we do nothing, or I do nothing, then there will be a problem at some time.
So are you starting to get arthritis then?
No, there's no pain. That's just the over time, I'm now 71, and if I'm not 5 years further on, that's life, you know. But I know that it is there's no one who could change it, and you know.
Every time he's got pain, he's contacted us, and we've been able to alleviate the pain.
Oh, you have, okay.
Yeah.
But it was not.
Now it's just circulation and swelling.
Okay. I'll send some healing to you if you accept that.
Yes.
And it might change. I might use a different frequency while I'm doing it. So I just need to like scan you a little bit to see what the problem is.
Yeah.
And try and get your circulation better. If that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Thank you.
Okay. Just close your eyes and let us know if you can feel it. Where's it?
You may feel some warmth going through you, Reinhardt.
I feel the energy.
Father's putting energy through your crown into your circulatory system.
Yes, thank you. I feel energy coming in.
It's going through your crown and going through every all your veins.
Yes.
I can see I can see what Raphael's doing in there too.
Beautiful. Is Michael also there? If Michael is there, I didn't.
Archangel Michael?
Yes.
Raphael's working on you, which is Philip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Philip, thank you.
He's removing scar tissue around all the metal.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, he's doing what?
Right.
Thank you.
You're doing amazingly. You're healing yourself. Very good. Excellent. You're doing it yourself. The way I removed the scar tissue, if anyone wants to know, it's a frequency. It's a very high, it's like 1500 hertz or 2000 hertz. I'm not 100% what the exact, but it's frequency that can dissolve scar tissue. So if anybody ever wants to do healing, remember it's not just healing with earth, it's the frequency that you've got to project it in your mind's eye into the exact point of the scar tissue to burn it out, basically. So, but I've tried to increase your circulation as well. But yeah, the metal doesn't do you well, but you are healing yourself very well. You should be a lot worse. So,
It almost looked like you shrunk the metal.
yeah.
It's amazing what you did. It looked like the metal was actually getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah, I have.
I got goosebumps. Beautiful work. Beautiful.
Yeah,
Your swelling should be minimal.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you. I write you a report. Yep, I write
It's
you.
an honor always to do this.
Thank you.
I love you.
Thank you. And the neck is okay, Raphael? Philip? Is the neck okay?
Is
I've done a bit of work on that as well.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where you get a bit of pain in it now and again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done a bit of work on that.
That's. Thank you. That's excellent.
There's that much being done, but I do know you've done a lot of your own work. So keep on doing whatever you're doing. You're doing it right.
he took Reiki, and he's done a lot. Reinhard is constantly doing something spiritual to influence.
Yeah. This week I had been certified as aura hypnotist and Reiki one. So I got my piece of paper. So I need to have someone to operate on.
But what you're actually doing with your own body self-healing, you're doing it really well. And a little added, when you meditate and close your eyes, try and visualize the problem you've got, say your back, and try and actually see it, because I can actually see the actual metal and everything. So that's how I can actually direct. But you can actually then send your brain signals to try and find a way of getting rid of it, and frequency tends to be the best way. So I can tell you've done a lot of work on that.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Philip.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next one.
Jackie Morgan needs some healing. It looks like she's next.
Yes,
Jackie,
I do.
would you like to speak, please?
Yes. Can you hear me, see me?
Honey?
No. I have a rash that is bothering me. You can't see this rash. Here. You can't see it. I wondered about 5G perhaps, and I've been to the dermatologist. I have 3 little issues I want to ask you about.
Okay.
The other is I've had a great deal of sorrow, a lot of what I consider heartbreak. And I just thought, feel it, grieve through it, work through it. And I'm just spinning my wheels, but I'm trying. And then the third one is I had a test for the virus, probably in May. And then I read the other day that they can sometimes put implants in on the end of this test. And can you scan for that, please?
Okay. You know the problem with the upset? Did you have the rash just after, or is the rash before?
The rash, I can't answer that. I can't answer that. I'm sorry.
So what I'm saying is it connected? Is the two connected?
To the test?
No, the rash and the upset.
No. I've had the rash much longer than the upset.
Okay.
Very well separated.
An idea what you can do. I'll try and do healing in a minute and try and get rid of it. But you can actually every day hold your hand out and channel. You've done spiritual stuff, haven't you? Yeah.
I've had Reiki 1 and 2.
Yeah. Channel the energy from the universe into your hand, mix it into your hand, try and feel it, and then spread it on your rash. So you're channeling the frequency from the universe into your hand, and you put it on the rash. The upset. Do you want to scan, Deb? What you're doing it now, right? She's scanning it. I can give you healing to try and release the pain. Do you want me to try and do that?
Yes.
Right. So what I would do, close your eyes. I'll also try and do the rash as well, and I'll check for the implant to get, if you have had an implant or anything very negative, which I class it, if I can lift your vibration, it can burn it out. So I'll try that. Okay, so just close your eyes. How was that?
Was good. Was good.
A few things there. It's very hard because one frequency does one thing and another frequency does another. So I had to change all the frequencies. I saw an attachment on you actually, but it might be linked to what you've had. I'm not sure. It was like the thing from the Matrix where they have a little robot with all them tentacle things. I saw something like that, so I burnt that out.
Where was it located? Where was it located?
Like a tentacle sort of entity sort of thing.
Where?
Yeah, I'm not sure where. I just saw it in my mind's eye, so I've just burnt it out. So that's gone.
Okay.
I sent you frequency of 800, 8 to 900 to try and help your sorrow. So if you do some meditation when you feel down, try and do that sort of meditation. It's like a yellow energy, like an angelic yellow ray. I've got to give you some more healing. I didn't do your rash. Sorry about that. Forgot about that one. I was more bothered with what was attacked, what was seeing basically. So do you want to close your eyes again? I'll just see about the rash. Yeah.
Why wasn't I able to see that one?
I think it's linked to what she had. I don't know. I'm not sure. It was very, very weird. I've never seen something. It was like a green colour.
Father told me.
Yeah, I think your rash is an allergy, but
You hear me?
I've tried to code your brain to accept it. So, see about that.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I think
The
it's
last
an allergy.
the last time, Jackie,
Yes.
your rash went away. But the last time that you had this rash, when I spoke, you were going through the same situation with your daughter. Not as drastic as this one, but you were still having conflict.
So you're linking it to stress.
Correct?
Yes. I didn't link the two because the rash has been around for so long.
But
so
a different
maybe-
kind. Actually, it was with your daughter.
Is Deb froze?
I think so.
Okay, I'm still here.
I actually think it's a link between an allergy and stress. I think
An
it's
allergy and stress.
both of them.
Yes.
Something if you have's okay, but when you have a problem with your daughter, it brings it out, but it's what you're actually putting
Yeah.
on your face.
So she had this rash. It like goes dormant and then it comes back again.
Yeah. So, but I have put a code. I've put a code in your brain, so it might hopefully not come back. But there again.
Oh, that would be good.
But when we scanned you, I didn't see that attachment, and I said to Father, "Why didn't I see it?" And he said it jumped off.
Was it running around in my house?
What happens is
No, and it went back on, but Bill saw it.
attachments can be scared because they know that someone's trying to get rid of them. So they try and they do jump out of patience and then they come back in or whatever. But this one I think's gone actually.
I hope.
It was I haven't seen one like that before. I'm not sure if it's linked to what you had on the test.
Yeah.
I'm not sure because it was green. I saw it green looking, which was I would have expected that to be metal, but it did remind me of the Matrix, where they had these little, metal objects that were destroying the ship. It reminded me of that, but it was more. It wasn't metal though. That's the only problem.
So unknown if it's related to the tests. Don't know. Okay.
You'll be okay now.
Okay.
Yeah, if
Thank
it's
you
anything.
so much.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, darling. Aurora.
Hello.
Hi, darling. You've been dealing with major issues with your ex-husband, wondering if there's any blocks or any leftover that needs to be taken care of from that situation so you can be completely free and move on.
Yeah, so basically he just got himself arrested and looking at life in prison, and I'm losing all financial backing for myself and my son because of this. And he's put me in about $13,000 worth of debt. And I'm just like, I'm done dealing with his issues and wondering if there's anything that is still connected, anything that's standing in my way to be free and clear.
Why are his, I think it's your ex-husband, why is it his debt your debt?
Because it was marital debt that we ended up with together that he never took my name off of.
You've checked the legalities of it, I presume.
I have.
So
Father keeps telling me she needs to stop, just put that aside and not worry about it. Stop worrying about it. If I feed the birds, why do you think I'm not going to take care of you? Why are you letting this affect you and your child? Stop. Stop. Take a breath. Stop. Do you forget who you are? Stop forgetting who you are. Take breaths. You are so powerful. Stop letting this 3D control you and start letting your power know who you are. You are so powerful.
Well, I mean,
You laid back and went, okay.
Well, I am very thankful
Why
about
are you
this
doing
situation because he can no longer have access to me or my child. And I know that I am 100% safe from that now.
Well, there's the light. There's the good thing. Now you're seeing the good out of this. Financial debt, it's not, that's going to go away soon.
Yeah, I was able to go get the car that's in our name, and my plan is to sell it. However, I have to get him to sign off on it to be able to sell it, and that'll cover the majority of the debt. I don't want anything from here on out to hinder, so I just wasn't sure if there was any more blockages that I myself or anybody else is creating to be able to be free from that.
The only blockages,
yourself.
remember who you are. There's no block. I'm stable again. We are the ones that we create. Remember? There's nothing. Everything's an experience. Everything. There are no blockages. Never.
I'm
ever
done dealing
think
with
that.
him.
Remember, you
We always can't. Go ahead.
Remember, Laura,
So-
you've got power within to manifest stuff, to manifest the way out. Don't think of the way back, think of the way forward, and use the power within to get what you want to achieve. The only blockages are your own blockages by having doubt. So you create.
I had a feeling that was the case, and thank you for that confirmation.
Yeah.
Anytime you need help to remember who you are, contact any of us, because we know who you are. We know how powerful you are.
I could definitely use help because I have been kind of really struggling a lot lately, for sure.
We love you too. So I'm sorry you've been struggling.
I just view this as the last hurdle to finally be able to get free of him, and now I've got to be able to figure my way out of it.
You never forget you're never alone in this. You have all these beings around you too. Do you feel them?
I do, and I actually contacted the Galactic Council to have justice served on him, and this is what happened. So I know this is part of my doing, and I am very proud of that.
See how powerful you
And
are?
I pray
See?
he never is released from prison.
Well, he also is a divine being, so he has also got options. He can change. Let's hope he does. He's also playing a role.
I just know with this charge that he has, he better not come near my son.
Yes, well, again, he has a role to play in this life, an experience to have in this life. So, we don't judge. I mean, even Hillary Clinton has a role to play in this life. And thankfully, we're not playing that. We all have chosen our experiences before we got here, and he chose his.
This is true.
All right. Anything else we can help you with?
I think that's everything at the moment, and I appreciate your guys' input. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, we love you. All right, let's see. David.
Okay.
Hello. Deb. Hi, Rick.
Hi, David.
Hi, David. Yeah. So good to connect with all of you.
Why isn't he coming up on my
Okay.
Speak again, David.
Can you
There you go.
me?
I can see you.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah.
What's going on, David?
So what do we do? Is it mostly about healing? What kind of questions do we?
It's questions or whatever you want.
Any question?
Okay. Well, I guess. Well, I've been learning, dealing with just a little bit of fears, but I think what my bigger concern is some of that's coming from is my blood pressure keeps dropping really low to like 75 or 80, and I'm not sure if that needs healing or if that's just something that is related to other issues on the side of the worries and some of the stuff that I have been creating, that I'm learning to focus on more positive thoughts to have a better experience. I'm learning that to a better degree now. So any guidance in either whatever direction comes up for you, whether it's the thoughts or the health of the body or healing. Because I'm a powerful healer myself, so I figure I don't understand why I'm not being able to help it myself. So it's got to be something else.
What are the effects of the problem? What physical effects has it on you?
Just sometimes feel drained, kind of weak and shaky if the blood pressure's a little low. And some of it's just, seeing the numbers if I check my blood pressure, and worrying about it, but if I move around a lot to keep lots of exercise throughout the day, it's usually pretty good. But some days are just rough in the mornings and just don't feel strong, like something's off. You don't feel the strength. You just feel like, why is this?
The other thing is, once you feel rough, you then check your blood pressure.
Oh yeah.
And if it's low, you're creating a negativity that's feeding the negativity in the first place. So it's like a circle.
Right. If you have a fear about it, then it gives power to that and goes in the wrong spiral.
So if you feel run down, I wouldn't, unless you're really badly ill, I wouldn't check that. I'd do some self-healing. Try and take over your brain. Try and send signals to say, can you lift my? Is the energy going anywhere? Is someone actually taking the energy? Are you healing someone, over healing someone?
That's happened before, but I don't think that's happening anymore. I usually cut the cords and cut off the energy after healing. But I suppose I could forget. I mean, I did work on some pets that was pretty amazing recently, and so I'm not sure.
That's what normally happens. Either there's an energy vampire nearby is taking your energy, or the second thing, because you do a lot of healing, you're getting too much healing, and sometimes if you use your own energy, you use too much, and you afterwards you've got to channel the energy back in to lift it up a bit, or channel. I would channel some of the like the Andromeda system. Channel the Andromeda energy from there, just ask for it and let it come in, and that'll lift your vibration anyway. So I think you need a bit of channeling of energy. Have you got anything, Deb?
I only have an example of myself when I was younger. When I first got a computer, I used to look up every symptom I had, and I swear I had every disease that was on the internet. I would talk myself into everything because it scared the crap out of myself. Oh my God, I think I have cancer. Oh my God, I think I have this. Oh my God, I think I have that. I'd have anxiety attacks over everything. And I would drive myself crazy. I'd tell them, I think I'm dying. I'd keep them up all night. I can't do this, right? I mean, I'd drive him crazy and drive myself crazy. Sometimes too much knowledge and too much of this, too much of that. David will drive yourself crazy. Stop checking your blood pressure. When you're feeling lightheaded, sit down and eat something. Just relax. You're not dying.
I've got an example in the UK. We have an advert. If you've got a cough for more than 3 weeks and you haven't got COVID, you could have cancer. So you've either got COVID or you got cancer. It's a cough. Yeah. So just fear-driven.
Everything's fear-driven. The TV's telling you you got this, you got that. Every commercial on television is a pharmaceutical commercial here. And then you take that pill. Yeah, and then you take that pill, and then it's 10 minutes long of all the symptoms you could get from taking that pill. If this could cause all these things from taking that damn pill. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, they want you to hear all these things so you put tension on it.
The other thing is how the world is going at the moment. It's fear-driven, so you can pick up that energy. So like the energy of
the empathic part of me.
Yeah, the energy of the fear of everyone, the fear of the media, everything.
The whole neighborhood could be living here. Yeah. Exactly.
Every time
you can be owning it, sort of thing.
I feel like when I go to the grocery store, I get a little angry or agitated, like I don't feel as good. So
I go in the middle aisle, I cough and laugh at everyone's separating. And that's a little, I know it's a bit horrible me doing that, but it just shows you all you have to do is do a little cough, and they like go into the beans cabinet. If it was any further, they'd end up on the other aisle.
That's a good way to create some space. I like that.
I'm Moses, I'm separating.
I don't wear a mask. I never wear a mask. I got thrown out of the grocery store last week for not wearing a mask. I told him I'm not going to wear a mask. It's against my constitutional rights. I'm a sovereign being, and he said you'll have to leave. Right?
Well, I had to go.
What you need to do, Deb, wear a mask, and then when you need to get out, take your mask off. We'll get you out dead quick. But I've never worn a mask.
For the last year, I haven't been stopped in that store. All of a sudden, they stopped me last week. Go figure.
So yeah, I have a feeling it's a lot of the fear about that you're picking it up. You're actually picking up people's fear. You're picking up the media. It's very hard not to see the fear. And as Deb said, eat something but don't look at don't read what you are, because it'll create a worse scenario. It'll make you worse anyway.
Okay, so it's okay if the blood pressure's low. I mean, don't worry about it.
I wouldn't check on it when you feel down instantly. Okay. I'd give it a bit and eat something, and then check it when you feel good. Obviously, if it carries on, I'm not a medic.
David, let me ask you a question. Why are you checking your blood pressure? Do you have a problem with your blood pressure? Are you on medication? Is there an issue with your blood pressure?
I've just noticed it recently that it's been low, so I've been trying to get it to where they say it's supposed to be. Trying to see, what's...
No, I mean, has the doctor said check your blood pressure?
No, but that's what they do every time you go to see them. Well, that's
then why are you checking
it? If I go to a doctor and everyone's like, go to a doctor.
No.
David, why are you checking it?
To keep things balanced, to see where I'm at.
It could be low for 10 minutes, but that's what I'm saying. Why are you even checking it? It could be only 10 minutes. That 10 minutes that is slow. 20 minutes later, it could be fine. 15 minutes later, you know what I mean? It could be
well,
just
to see how well I'm doing,
because
I thought that would be that's like an indicator of.
David, did you ever think that you focus too much on things like that? Just eat something, honey. Eat something, and your blood pressure could be food related.
Can I, David? You might be thinking my blood pressure is too low. You are manifesting your blood pressure to be too low. Why didn't you? Yeah. Why do you say it's high? I had a test once. I had a test once. My heartbeat was 40, and my blood pressure was too high, but I felt fine. So I said, "Okay, that's fine." Yeah, if that's what it's meant to be, that's fine. So, but
did you say the heartbeat was fast?
my heartbeat was 40. It was very slow. But my blood pressure was very high. It just didn't balance. But my brain controls my body how I want it to control. So as far as I'm concerned, that's fine.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Could it be because I notice like when we get an energy spike, I notice I get dizzy, I get sometimes hot. So could it be maybe when we're getting a burst of energy from the galactics that it's going low because it's going to unregulate you for a minute until you regulate it? Because I can feel when we get when the human's off, I feel it like to the point where sometimes I have to go outside and ground to get so strong. But I'm really sensitive to it too. So I mean, that could be making your blood pressure low right there. Like it's literally throwing us completely off so that we can re-regulate the energies to give it to Mama Gaia. So you could be doing a big part with the energy that you don't realize.
Yeah,
so look at it in a good way. Put it in a positive. That's what I do with everything. I put everything in a positive. I don't care how negative it is. I find the positive and I only pull the positive with me. So that way everything I'm taking in is positive. Because there's always a positive.
Okay.
I do the same thing. I breathe into it because I do get dizzy.
Oh my God.
Whenever I get dizzy, so I know the energies are coming in. Yep.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I do the same thing. I get dizzy from the energies as well.
Yeah, I get goosebumps, dizzy, can't stand right, gotta sit down, gotta ground, take a bath.
I have something to add.
Go on then.
I have something to add. I have really low blood pressure too. It could be seen as alarming at times, but I don't look at it that way. I connect it to the aspect of myself that it's coming from, and it's like an Arcturian aspect that for some reason in the human body your blood pressure is low. I don't know why. It's just what it is, but I don't feel like it's a problem. If anything, it works to your advantage because you're not susceptible to high blood pressure. So if you don't see it as a problem, it just isn't. But I would say connect to that aspect of yourself and get answers about it to see what you can do personally for yourself.
Yeah.
100%. Suggestion.
I think. Can I just speak? I think that what you've just said is absolutely 100% right. I've always had low blood pressure. Always. I've never known it to be high, but every time I've been to the doctors, it's always been low. And I've got Arcturian guides too. So I believe it could be like a blood group thing. Does anyone? Oh, Rhesus.
So that's very interesting.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's another way of looking at it. I'd accept that.
Thank you, ladies. Wonderful.
Mine's from Andromeda system.
Maybe you're reptilian.
It all boils down to acceptance. Really.
Yeah.
It's just acceptance.
And love.
And love, yeah.
Maybe
just know you're
a cool cat.
and accept it. It's okay.
Accept it and love it.
My temperature is always low. My temperature is always like 94. Like my whole life, my temperature's been like 94.5. If I get a 98 temperature, I have a fever. So.
Okay.
I just.
Yeah, so everybody's unique instead of going to the guidelines that everyone wants specific.
No one size fits all.
Or temperature, that's wonderful.
Especially right now with all these energies poured on us. There's so many wacky things going on. I just take them as a positive, like, oh, I got a boost. Okay. Now let me go ground it.
Beautiful. Thank you, guys.
Well, the energies are all going to get the energy. Susan's been dealing with a lot of physical pain and inflammation in her arms, especially lately, which has made it hard to work at her job and focus on her spirit practice. Okay.
Hey there. So I'm dealing with
Hey,
some.
hon. Let's see.
Okay. Yeah, I'm dealing with something called topical steroid withdrawal, or at least that's what I believe it is, for the last 2.5 months, where like my cortisol levels have been through the roof and needing to balance out, and I'm going through cycles where my skin will flare up and then get better, flare up and get better, and it involves like burning, pain, like prickly pain sensations in my arms and intense itching, and sometimes my skin will get scabbed up and oozy, like on my face, around my lips and face is doing that right now. But it's just lately in the last week or so, it's been really painful, and I'm taking Advil, ibuprofen to help with the pain, and some other things to help with sleep and everything. But it's been hard with trying to work at my job, and also it's been hard to focus on like meditation, channeling, my spiritual practices. And but I know in general it seems like it's getting gradually better, slowly. And I know I just need to give it time to let my skin heal itself, and I've been told to send love to it, and which I've been trying to do. But if there's anything else that you can help release any stuck energy or anything like that, that would be great. Or any advice?
Father wants to do his white diamond energy through your crown into your blood system and actually clear into your circulatory system and your bloodstream and clean it out. So if you'll sit still, you may feel a warmth going through your body. And you can go through head to toe through your whole system.
Susan, how long has it been? About 12 months?
Starting now.
Started last October with like having hives, and then I went through using like cortisone cream over the counter and triamcinolone cream that was a prescription from my dermatologist. But I've also had like 4 courses of oral steroids too, and tried Chinese herbs and homeopathics and different things last fall. And then, but once you stop the steroid creams, your system flares, your cortisol goes higher, and your body just needs to come into balance. And it just takes time. It can take, it takes like 6 months to even a year, year and a half, 2 years, depending on how long a person's been on it. And I've been off of it for about 2.5 months. I've been in this topical steroid withdrawal phase, and so I feel it's better than it was like the first month. I mean, that it's gradually getting better, but it just takes time and patience with it to let it go. But
well, Deb does that. What I'm going to do, it feels like you need detoxing, to be honest. I just feel that I'm going to create like a portal above your head, and I'm going to try and get the angelic sea of the underworld, the good part, and I'm going to try and give you like a blessing. Is that okay?
Okay.
That's what I've been advised to do, so just let us know. Can you feel that, Susan?
Yeah, I'm feeling the energy coming through.
Right, hopefully that'll help.
Yeah, it felt wonderful.
Deb, did you do your bit?
Yep.
Thank you all. Thank you all. You're welcome. Bill.
Okay. Deborah? Oh, wait.
Is another Susan.
Suzanne. Wait a minute. Let me back up. Sorry, Suzanne. That's.
Hi.
Oh, yeah.
Then Gabrielle. Suzanne is next.
So I'm trying to become a healer, and I have great inspiration right here with you all. And I'm in the process of helping one of my brothers who's actually dying of mesothelioma. But I have another brother who also is suffering quite a bit with bad hips, and actually has had an infection in his toe for well over a half of a year. They can't replace his hips unless his infection goes away. He suffers from depression sometimes as well. And he's just such a wonderful person. He's very spiritual person. His name is Jeff Madison. Is there any way we can try to help him?
Sure, yeah.
Oh.
We can do it.
Okay. His name is Jeffrey Madison. He actually looks like me. And
should we do it as a group? Whoever wants to.
I would love that.
Yeah. So if anyone wants to help. Just one thing is depression. Try and get him out of the depression, because it'll just worsen the problem. You know that anyway. So let's do it for a few minutes. Send him healing. What's actually wrong with his toe?
I'm not sure if he got it when he was fishing, an infection that attacked him, so to speak.
And he can't. Have you tried tablets and it just doesn't go away?
He's been in the hospital for it actually before, but it hasn't gone away. Trying to send out a picture of him, his smiling face. He's a rather big, strapping person. He's full of love. And he really wants to
not
help.
only the infection, but let's heal his hip so he doesn't even have to have surgery.
Okay.
Suzanne?
Yes.
Yeah, I've given healing. I've asked permission for your other brother. I've given healing to him as well, and a little bit of a blessing. But I've tried to see if he improves. You never know. About the hip.
Yes.
I presume that is the bones touching sort of thing.
Yes.
Worn away. How you actually you do your own healing. When you're healing him, I've been trying to do that. Separate the hips where the bone should be there. Wind round some like rubber energy. Wind it all around and then harden it at the end. But it's not fully hardened, it acts like a rubber. So you're basically building up like a cartridge. Yeah?
Yeah.
To prove it does work, I should be in a wheelchair 12 years ago if I didn't have an operation. I've never had an operation, and I got black belt at judo 2 years after the doctors wanted to do an emergency operation on my knee. So it does work. You just got to believe in it. You've got to think round the box. You've got to think anything is possible, and you've got to visualize separating the bone, spreading it, and then winding around an energy around it.
I'll try that.
And frequency 1111 is the best frequency to do.
Okay. Okay. When you say frequency 1111, it sounds pretty like a very high.
Yeah, high frequency.
Okay.
It's very similar to melting bones, but you're actually creating like a bone. You're actually creating the cartilage.
Okay.
So you're growing cartilage in between the hips, basically. Yeah.
That's a very interesting idea.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, everybody. So we may show up for a private appointment too at some time, but right now I have to see my other brother through his transition. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, can I just add, Susan? For anybody else who's watching it as well, that's taken anti-inflammatory, obviously, because they're feeling pain. I have a friend who, I won't go into details, but has been using turmeric fresh turmeric chopped up into tiny little pieces, like a tablet form, but it's fresh turmeric. And you grind black pepper on it, and you take that instead of the ibuprofen or anything like that. That's a natural form of an anti-inflammatory. So I would suggest that for him as well. And for his toe, I would say colloidal silver, because that cleanses the area, and it's like a form of natural antibiotic, or a natural one. So if you could just spray that on, maybe. And I was going to ask, has he got an animal?
I don't think he does right now. Maybe a cat.
Yeah, something like that, because I was picking up like a lonely feeling.
Okay.
Give him something to do.
I see.
You know, I've recommended colloidal silver for 35 years, and no one knew it, no one at the time. But if you think about it, in the 50s when we had the teapot and it was made of silver, we were having colloidal silver anyway.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. I will write that. I'm going to write that down. And certainly.
Remember, we're not medics. We just recommend to look at it. Yeah.
I think he'd love an alternative, so I'll let him know. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
You're welcome. Gabrielle?
Yes, can you hear
Hi.
me?
Yeah, we can.
Okay, hi.
Hi.
I was wondering if I could get a healing. I stopped tracking.
Can you speak up, honey?
Oh, yeah. Actually, this might work better. Hello? Okay. You guys can hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Thank you. I was wondering if I could have a healing. I haven't had my period in a while, and I was wondering if I have energy sent to that. And I was cleaning the other day, and I kind of overdid it with my back. I was wondering if I could have energy sent to my back. Thank you.
Again, Gabrielle, because you keep getting removed from my view.
Yes. Hello.
There we go. Everybody else mute, please.
Okay, just relax.
You have cysts in your ovaries. Your back, you have some bulging discs.
I've seen the discs, actually.
You have some contusions. You've got pinched nerve in your back. You even have rheumatoid arthritis.
I feel a lot in my shoulders, my back, and my hands.
Do you have a lot of stress?
Yeah.
Yes.
That you're creating it.
Yeah.
You're keeping the stress in your head. Your head can only hold so much, and when it leaks out, it goes into your weak points. So you've got to find a way of de-stressing yourself.
Okay.
let it go. Don't take it in. I know it's easy to say that, but you got to find a way of not getting stressed. Because what I can release it, I can only release so much. I can't release all of it in your head because it'll create a vacuum. If I can release it, I can help the pain, but if you haven't found the way of de-stressing, it'll just come back over time.
Right.
Is this to do with your work?
Yeah. I've been doing readings and stuff, but I kind of, I feel like I've just been overwhelmed, aka stressing myself out about stuff that I'm worrying about manifesting, but I keep thinking about. It's kind of a reckless cycle I'm trying to break out of.
You gotta enjoy it.
Right.
If you worry about trying to manifest what you're doing, then you're working yourself too hard, and you're blocking yourself by working yourself too hard. You just gotta let it flow slowly. It can be difficult.
These are things that she's been healed of before, and they keep coming back again.
I'm very sorry, but if I need to address something when there's time.
Okay. It feels like a breath of fresh air. Like ever since you started, it was like a swirl of energy around me.
Right. How's that?
That feels a lot better.
Is there anybody around you that's very negative to you?
Sometimes I feel like I'm getting that impression from the people closest to me.
Yeah.
I also did a cord cutting recently with somebody, so I felt like I had to take a break kind of since then, kind of felt like there was like a gash in my back where like the cord cutting was done. Maybe that was just my mentally processing it. But like, I know I need some forgiveness, that situation, for myself and him, until I completely get past it.
That could be why you've got pain in the back as well. You're actually physically creating the break, which can be very hard. I've been told you do meditation. Do meditation without manifesting. Just relax. Just to relax and enjoy the meditation. Don't think about anything else.
Okay.
Just relax.
Like a breathing meditation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
What did you get anything, Deb?
Just the healing, and my main and I'm wondering why they keep coming back.
Yeah.
And I know that there's an issue with the water where she lives. The water's causing a lot of this.
Yeah, they have their own water facility out here, and I think it's jank. I think there's something really messed up with it, but I can't move right now.
Yeah.
Other people
There's a toxicity in the water that's causing a lot of the cysts in her ovaries. That's the same message I'm getting.
Right.
And there's nothing that she can do at this point.
What about a filter?
Even if she's drinking bottled water, she's still showering and,
Well, yeah. What about a filter, though? You could buy the filters for the water where they take it out.
I had got one.
Still bathing in it, cooking in it, with it. There's nothing. Her body's still absorbing it.
Yeah, I got a filter, but it didn't fit my shower thing, and then it just seemed like the filter I got, I couldn't find the refills for it, and it was just like a headache. So I tried to light language and stuff over my food, and like I've even been using bottled water to brush my teeth. Like I just try to shower in it or wash my hands. But
It's too difficult. I understand that because we have the same problem here. Our water's terrible.
I'm sorry.
I get it.
You were very, Gabriel. You were very too intuitive because when you felt that ray of energy, I was actually doing that. So you're very into it. What I would do is create a big halo above your home. Right? Use frequency. Which one? 1111 again, I suppose. And pull the vibration of your home to a higher vibration. Lift the vibration of your whole house. Because negative energies in water can go by lifting vibration. If your whole home is higher, then everything should be better. But do that daily. So when you do meditation, do a calming meditation, but you can also afterwards do some healing for your home. You're living in the home, the most important part of your house. Yeah. I've done that to a few people in the astro to get rid of the consequences of the vaccine. Lifting the vibration can kill the negative energies of what you intake. So, okay.
Did that one person have something they wanted to add? He was a male.
He goes.
Hello.
Hi.
Bless you all. This is something stuck so far in my mind because it's one of the earliest memories I have of this life. I just want everyone to not be affected by it and just to be in your heart space and try and see if you can see if there's anything connected to this. Well, I fell down the stairs when I was like 2 or 3. I woke up after the morning. I woke up in the evening. It was night. My mum kind of pulled me through to the next room. Now my sister is a lovely person, but for some reason I had blood coming out of my head, and she touched that blood and then put that blood in her mouth. She gets cysts so much, it's unbelievable. Like, it's all down her throat, everywhere. My sister's name is Gemma Marie Burgess. She is 4 years older than me. I'm 29, so she's 34. She lives in Cambridge. I don't really understand why she did that. But then, like, I think it's to do with the starseed origin thing, like the narcissistic family and stuff. But yes, I'll say no more. But if anyone's got any input or feel in yourself like what you've possibly could decipher from this, maybe there's something involved, because she may need some healing of some sort, because I find it very disturbing that she done that. Out of all of the things she could have done, she done that, you know? And I'm not trying to proclaim myself to be an angel or anything, but yeah, basically I'll say no more.
I think that would probably be for Rick and Deb, or I'll let Phil take over on that.
Okay.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Dawn, may I say something with Gabrielle?
Yeah.
Okay, Gabrielle is my daughter, and we both live in the same household. And I'm also, channeling and learning too. We're being really supportive of each other, and she awakened a little bit before I did, so she's been very helpful to me, and we're really working on a karmic relationship. Is there anything we're doing or we can do to assist each other? I mean, I take your advice when, you're talking about where we live and the halo, and we'll do that together. But I was just curious if anyone was getting anything about what we could do to help.
Deb?
Death?
You're on mute.
I'm sorry. I'm here.
I'm sorry. I didn't quite get that.
I said I'm here. I'm waiting for any messages to come through, and I don't want anyone to think I'm skipping over anybody. I do have everybody's, questions on the side, so we're going to get to everyone today. And sorry. Sam, we'll get back to you in just a minute.
Yeah.
Bye.
I think just lift the vibration of the house is a start. And also, obviously, Gabriel does meditation, and don't worry about things. No stress. Try and put whoever's giving her whoever she feels is giving her bad vibes, try and put a shield of protection around herself. Just by manifesting.
All right, thank you very much.
And Cindy, I think it's been together on this. What?
Yes.
You both have an army of angels and guides to help you in that house.
So just call upon
It's
them.
beautiful.
Thank you.
You're protected and loved, and that you have the power within each of you.
Okay.
Trust the messages you're getting. Trust the messages you're getting. And love each other.
Yes. She's pretty special to me. Love you guys. Thank you.
We love you too. Okay, Sam. You have to remember
Yes.
you were children.
Can I?
You were just children.
Deb, I'll pick something up. The problem is you. You've owned that problem because it's affecting you now. You can still remember from the past, from what happened. That might have been innocent, but you've created a negativity around it by owning that problem. You've just got to let it go. Just think you were children. Let it go. Because it's built up over the years, it's gone bigger and bigger and bigger. You could even be creating the problem that she's got from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Philip, I just want to second that, what you've just said.
Yeah.
Because we do funny things, don't we, as humans, when we're in trauma. Our response and our reaction can sometimes be to somebody else as, wow, why did she do that? Why did she put the blood in her mouth? And why did she do that? When,
And then say it tastes good.
and
Well,
it tastes good.
Yes.
Yeah. So that to you, did that frighten you?
Well, I fell unconscious. I said, well, I don't know. I was like, F that, and then fell unconscious again.
How old were
Right,
you?
well-
How old were you at the time exactly again?
Well, they all between 2 and 4.
So you wouldn't have had that expression. You would have just had that shock.
Yeah.
You've got a trauma when you're a child. You need to repair your soul. Your part of your soul is still at 2 or 4 year old.
No.
You need to do a past life regression. Say Nikki Sutton, trauma. Go back in that meditation. Go back to that 2 or 4 year old. Heal your soul. Just say to yourself, there's nothing wrong here. It was just harmless. She's only 6. She says it tastes nice. She doesn't even know what it is. And just send it and heal you and bring back that fragment soul. It's damaged your soul, that.
Yeah. It's like a trauma that's trapped within you. She might not even remember it. But if she did, if you brought it up and said, do you remember this time?
No.
She might actually remember. So you know what you should do? Send love to yourself. Send love to yourself back then, and send love to your sister, because love is the highest vibration and you're only going to ever receive that back.
The other thing is, she'll feel the vibes of this distance. You haven't got a sister and brotherly love. You've got this block to say, she's evil. She drank my blood. There must be something wrong with her. She was 6. Yeah. So you need the repair, not her.
But then you are right about, I don't know where this come from, but for some reason I am under the conclusion that me and her are actually there's either a bond or like some sort of thing. So what I do affects her as well. So like it's down to me. Like I have to do the meditation, send love to.
Have you ever told her about her drinking your blood? Tell her.
No.
Tell her. Just say, I've had a bit of a blockage because I remember you drinking my blood when you were 6, and I'm sorry for that, and I love you. I'm not having ownership of this. I'm letting the closest one to me, and I love you to bits. And this is what I know now is coming out. It's what you did when you were 6, and it was innocence. But I had a trauma about it because I remember it when I was dead young.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
For some reason, I have this vague recollection that I may have told her, but at the same time, because there's been various times in my life where I'll have one incident with various different scenarios of that one incident. It's like someone's playing with my memory.
Yeah, could it be it didn't actually happen? Could it have been a dream when you were dead young? You're only 2 or 4. Is it real? You've you manifested it, so it is real. But did it really happen? Yeah, it's very. A 4-year-old can have weird dreams and stuff like that, and that's created the trauma itself. Yeah. So, but telling us is released it anyway. It's released. It's weakened it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you probably feel better by telling us anyway. But you probably thought of the this satanic things that have been happening in the world now. You've probably been linking it. It's nothing. It's just harmless.
Yeah.
There you go.
And if it comes back, then I'll have to.
Don't let it come back.
Don't let it come back.
Send it love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Negativity can't handle love.
But then, for some reason, I believe all negativity, at the very, very core of its being, has that luminosity or that light kind of buried in there so far that it's kind of forgotten itself in a way. So like, because I have some beliefs that this dimension we live in, its original state was of light. You know, the night sky, for some reason, black holes and all the rest of it, they're creating the blackness. And for some reason, I truly believe humans are the ground crew to, you know, mopping it all up in a way.
But one thing, without dark, there's no light, and without light, there's no dark. It's balance. So dark isn't that bad, as long as it's balanced. Yeah? We can't live in a light world, because it won't be a light world, because the only reason it's light is because it's dark as well. Yeah. So
I'm listening.
So just remember that.
Yes.
Dark isn't evil, it's balanced. Yeah. It's when the dark overtakes, it becomes like this world that we're in now. It's becoming a lot darker than it should do. But the light workers are here to try and the only reason why it's getting dark now is because there's too many light workers here to bring in the high frequencies. So it's like last stance. But obviously you can't live with it. Even in the higher dimensions, it's still dark because it's balanced. Everything needs to be, and you're out of balance because of this memory, this trauma that you've had. And you've just got to release it.
Yes.
Let it go.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Thank you. I don't know you.
All right. Bless all of you.
Thank you, Sam. Can I have your name?
Is that the iPhone?
Oh, me.
Yeah, you called the iPhone.
We both
I'm
have
Joanne.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
My
We
name's
both have the
Joanne.
iPhone.
Sorry. People interrupted. I still didn't get your name.
It's Joanne.
Oh, it's Joanne. Nice to meet you, Joanne. Thank you for your help.
Thank you.
All right. Celia.
Hi, Deb. Okay,
Hi, Celia. Give me a second. Rick just left the room.
Okay.
He just, I'm sure he had to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
All the water we're drinking. Arizona, we have to hydrate. Here it comes. Oh, no, we got a drink.
Is there any
Celia?
specific healing you need?
Yeah, lately I have been experiencing back pain here, and it goes all the way to the end of my nape here. And normally, if I have like joint pains like this, I can heal myself easily, and it's nothing. And I know it's not blood pressure because my blood pressure is always 90/60. You know, I know that's low for some people, but that's my normal. So I know that it's not, but it's lingering there. So I was thinking that it might be an attachment.
You have an attachment.
I have. Oh, that's what I thought. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. His name is Leo. Can you, Joanne, could you mute, please? I keep getting your face. I'm trying to look at Celia. Thanks, honey. So you have a gentleman named Leo. He's a lost soul. He's right on that. Oh.
Celia, I'll give you healing while.
Okay.
Deb,
thank you.
This out, yeah.
Taking your walks. Back. I lost the chat, so I'm not gonna be able to see who's next after Celia.
Okay, that's fine.
I can tell you.
Thank you. Okay. So as I was saying, Leo said that you used to walk by him when he was alive. He says he always used to notice you because you were always so nice, and now he noticed you because you always had this light around you. After he crossed over, he noticed your light. You had a light around you. So he stayed with you.
Did he
Now
recently?
Jesus is here to help me.
Did he recently pass?
Yes, he recently. Yes. Yes.
I'm picking up. He doesn't actually want to go. He'd rather stay around. Why would you want to stay around me?
He likes her.
You know, Deb.
no.
Deb. As soon as I channeled in, I got his face. It's weird. Celia, do you want him around for a while longer, or do you want him to go?
Yeah.
Good admirer, huh?
Yes. That's all right. We're having a conversation.
You gotta tell me the conversation.
Well, he just don't want to cause you pain. I'm letting him know that he's causing you pain. He didn't want to cause you pain. He just likes you a real lot. And Jesus is here. He's letting him know that he'll take him to. He can create the same light that you have, only bigger and brighter. And we're explaining to him that he can create his own. And that he has to release himself so that he doesn't cause you any more pain, because he really doesn't want to cause you pain. Okay, he's releasing.
I think what it is, Deb, I think he's happy that she knows he was there then. Do you get that? I think he wanted. He's happy now that you know that he was around you. That's all he wanted. He just wanted recognition.
Yeah.
I know that name. I only know 2 people with that name. So I wonder which one.
He's
I'm feeling a lot better. It's like
yes.
It's like it's gone. I mean,
he went.
He went. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
You must be having a nice conversation, Debbie.
Yeah, he was comfortable. But he didn't mean to. He didn't realize he was causing you pain. He didn't realize it was him causing you the pain.
Oh.
He was very cozy, very happy where he was. Should be good.
Thank you. Yes,
You're welcome.
It's like there was a, something heavy that was gone in the back. Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Can you see who's next?
Yeah, Cindy Jumper.
It's Cindy.
Is Cindy Jumper here? It's just there's a lot of icons. Oh wait,
that was
you want
I was
healing?
on
Gabrielle's mom.
Yeah. Barb is the next. Barbara.
No, it's Cindy. Cindy's between Celia and Barbara. So Cindy, what healing do you want? Is there any specific?
I was already on with my daughter Gabrielle, so it goes to the next person. Yes.
Okay.
So thank
fine.
you.
Yeah, but you've asked for healing, that's all. Barbara?
Yes, hi. I've got a strange one. What a surprise, right? I've got a dog, Pete. I don't know if you can see him here in my camera or not.
Okay.
He has been ailing. He has been, he hasn't eaten in a few days. He stopped drinking water yesterday. He's disoriented when he walks, tired and weak, wobbly. About a month ago, Deb and Rick worked with him. He was fairly healthy then, but since then, we have had that toxic snow that doesn't melt under fire. And I actually had someone work with him last night, and they said that he told her that he has angelic beings around him who want to send him energy, but something is blocking it. He said something about maybe he was poisoned somehow, and that he, and I quote, lacks gentleness. She reached out to him energetically and he snapped at her. He says he's sick, the energies are strong, he can't handle it on his own. And Joe Fael is watching over him right now, but there's still something blocking the healing coming in.
So like a detox energy healing. So.
Can you see enough of him?
Yeah. Okay, I'll send you some. I'll do some healing. Have you got anything, Deb?
No, I can't see him now. We got booted. We came back. I don't know what's going on. Oh, there. Barb, can you say something?
Yeah. Yeah. Can you see him now?
There we go.
Yeah.
What's around him? What is that? Do you see that, Phil?
Yeah. I'm picking up something actually attached to something a bit weird, a bit dark.
There's something in that room.
I'm picking something up myself, actually.
There's something that's moving in and out. And then it's a shadow that went right through the dog. Gabriel showed up. Michael's here now. Wow.
Do you feel drained a lot, Barbara?
I'm sorry?
You had witches in your house recently, Barbara?
I have no idea. I still have muggle brain.
I was getting a portal. So yeah, it could be witches, but it's a portal. Bringing them in. I've closed it. Has anyone done anything weird in the house?
Not that I'm aware of, no, sir.
Well, it seems to be like a portal in the room. I don't know why. Is there a river nearby?
No. No, I'm in the middle of Dallas, Fort Worth.
I've cleared some of it, but I just don't get it. So, sorry. Doesn't make much sense.
Leave it to me to be the mystery.
I was actually picking up on something on an item. Is there something new that's being brought in? It's got energy on it.
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, I've bought a few crystals, but I can't imagine. I don't know. Again,
well, I would clear them, put them on selenite or in a selenite bowl.
Okay.
And I would actually, if I was you, I'd be sending love to each corner of my house and placing selenite on all 4 corners of your house.
Okay.
And if there's any items that's new near where the dog sleeps, take it out and just get it out your house.
Okay.
Freezers work very well with crystals as well. Freezers and crystals are very good.
Just put them in the freezer.
It felt like a portal. Crystals can create portals. I'd also put it in moonlight. I love moonlight. Some say that it's not good, but I disagree. So moonlight as well. But it was something crazy going on in my house, and the dog's picking it up.
Yeah, yeah, I saw, and I usually don't see the negatives but in this instance, still has to catch them. But I was seeing them, and they were going right through the dog, which is, they were going for your most vulnerable.
Wait, your sound
spot,
broke.
which
Deb,
is your
could you repeat
animal.
that?
Something that's your chair.
Deb,
I
your
saw
sound-
they were going for your animal. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you now.
My connection is unstable. Sorry.
That's okay.
I have no idea why Zoom gives me so much trouble. They were going for your most vulnerable place, which is your animal, your pet.
Okay.
The one that's closest to you. And I saw a dark shadow figure go right through your dog. And usually I can't see. The negatives Phil can. They usually hide from Rick and I.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw just this one was very proud.
I was picking
very
up
arrogant.
I was picking up like a female.
When I can see
a negative
that's
female.
their arrogance.
But I was also seeing a funnel.
The arrogant.
I was seeing like a funnel, portal funnel, and crystals can create them if you've got if they've got a memory, because crystals are programmable. If you've got a pre-program, you've just brought a portal in the house, so cleanse them, definitely cleanse them. Yeah.
And I got the message witch, so maybe the female was a witch. The actual
which is okay.
Energy was a witch.
Yeah, which is okay if they're good ones. That was not a good
true.
one. That was not a good one.
That was not a good witch.
Yeah, I would have to run them under water and set your intention into
Cold
the
water to reset them.
Yeah.
Well,
and set your own intention into the crystals, because you're powerful. You're a powerful being. So your intention is much, much stronger. So there's nothing to be afraid of. But with dogs and animals, they're naturally high vibrational anyway. So they'll pick up on it far sooner than you, which will knock them off balance. So if I was you, I would definitely cleanse your crystals and set your own intentions into them. And love again. Love. And that is the most highest vibration and compassion. You showing your dog compassion and showing it love, it's definitely going to come back to itself.
Excellent.
But what you can do with the crystals is hold them and you program them to protect you from negative energies. So you actually use the crystals against any negativity in the house.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Very good.
And you can actually put them in like a triangle formation to where the dog doesn't like. Is there any place the dog doesn't like?
Not that I'm aware of, no. He pretty much.
So basically, he's cottoned on that something's wrong in the house, and he's gone off. He's doing different things now. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I do. He doesn't go in the kitchen, come to think of it.
There you go.
Okay.
So I think the crystals have brought something in to the house.
Okay.
And what I saw, I'm not telling you. But I've cleared that part. But I think it's a portal that can bring anything in. It's like an open door.
Okay.
You got to close the door.
Very good. Well, thank you very much, everyone.
You're welcome. Hey, who is next?
Cindy, jump again. If she wants to do one.
Oh, she said she was already taken care of. So next from there.
Sarah. Yes, Sarah Rachel. Is she here? Last things for Sarah? No. iPhone. I have a question. Is there a way to not get pregnant without birth control? My daughter would like to know.
Yeah, that's me. I asked for a healing after that also. But yeah, my daughter just had her son 2 months ago, and he was the one that had COVID that you helped, Philip. And she doesn't want to get pregnant again, and birth control is really bad with her system. Like, it makes her really sick. So I know I had heard of a way to like talk to your higher self, I guess. And, you know, or maybe it was the moon because the cycles. I had heard of a way to do it, but I don't remember. And I don't remember even how to find it because I share so much stuff. So I wasn't sure if there was a way to do it, you know, with connecting with your higher self, you know, and saying I don't want, you know, and that being enough, or if there was another way we could do it without having to do birth control.
You got one, Deb. I always think it's a free will section. So if it was a baby to be born, I can't stop that.
Yeah, that's what I was.
That's my problem with that.
Yeah, she'll want more eventually, just, you know, not back to back. And birth control really doesn't work with her, so like it makes her really sick and messes with her body.
There's always condoms.
Yeah, I've been telling her that. Yeah.
There's always diaphragms.
Yeah, I've been telling her about different ways, you know, that you don't have to take a shot or a pill. You know, I did the IUD because it was just easier for me. It was 5 to 10 years without worry. So, but I wanted to know if there was. I'm having like a lot of back pain and burning in my lower chakras, like burning. Like I've been feeling like maybe it's clearing, like maybe it's just me being healed and cleared. But it's to the point where like
you have an attachment.
Yeah, something. It's been like this for like a week now, and I've been getting like healing from my soulmate, and it just keeps coming back no matter what I do. And I do yoga, I meditate every day, I channel now, and like language.
I also think you have a grounding problem, or it could be blocking your grounding.
Yeah, it's like right in the middle of my back, like my kidneys burn, my uterus burns, like from my middle of my back down, it burns, like almost like it feels like it's on fire sometimes. And I ground every day. I barefoot ground. I've been grounding into the new 5D Earth grid. I meditate daily, yoga. I've been eating healthier. But just this last week since I got
somebody named Rebecca in the middle of your back. Do you see her, Phil?
Do you want me to? I'll send you a link. I'll scan it.
Yeah, there's a person named Rebecca who crossed over, and when she crossed over, she found you.
Not quite, not that old. It's just. Actually, but yeah, similar age. It's affecting your energies, I believe.
Pardon?
It's affecting your energies. It's rocking your energies. They're out of balance.
Yeah, it's blocking my channeling too.
I'll give you a hand. You want to clear it, Deb's off.
Okay, Rebecca's been released from your back, the middle of your back, and Mother Mary actually took her to the light. She helped me with this.
I think also change
healing and
you said you've changed. You're getting healthier, and you're doing meditation. Your just body's got to get used to it. You're actually out of balance a bit, and your grounding isn't going to earth. Now this could be because of the attachment. So you know, when you have one effect, it can affect other parts of your body. But I've tried to ground you anyway, so.
Yeah, I felt really, really hot and felt clearing. Like, I literally felt my back just being cleared and I got really flushed.
That's what you needed it. I think you had a block from getting grounded. So you might be grounding yourself, but you're not. It's getting blocked. And I think it's because the balance is out, your chakra balances out slightly.
Yeah, I've been working a lot on the chakras and all 12 of them, you know, but maybe I should have worked further on the 7 before I went to the other 5. I probably pushed it too fast, so.
How I tune chakras, I actually tune them in like a figure of 8. So you're just flowing the energies from one, and then you go into the next one and you're flowing the energy to the next one. But remember, we've got a lot more than just the chakras. You've got little ones as well all over the body.
Yeah,
so
I really got
but there was a blockage. That was the most part, and it could be linked to attachment quite easily.
Thank you. What about shielding? Like, what's the best shielding to do? Because I've been getting guided to like build my shield.
I do a angelic mirror shield. So if anyone wills badness to me, it goes back to them.
Back to them. Okay.
So if someone,
I do the exact same thing.
and hopefully, if they really make bad stuff, they get it a lot worse. Yeah, I should be like.
Everybody that I do healing on, I do the same thing with them. I put a shield of mirrors around them, especially for thought forms.
Yeah.
Because sometimes thought forms can come at you as a feather, like a white feather, and then it turns into a dagger, and it can turn into pain.
Yeah, I found a white feather the other day.
I had a dark witch who was doing a lot of evil on me, and the mirrors worked to a treat, but she had a lot of bad luck.
Yeah.
She was blaming me for it, but it was she was just getting it back. Didn't learn a lesson very quickly.
Yeah, it was like really blocking my channeling because I started getting light language like a week ago, and then I actually started drawing the light language like out of nowhere, and then it was just like block. I was just like, wow, where to go? Like, I finally just got it down pat. You can't leave now. So I've been trying to channel for like 5 days, and it's like the messages are just not coming through right, and I'm just like, something's not right. Yeah, something's not right. This isn't right.
You're fine. So you are all healed and taken care of.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. It's an honor. All right, everybody. Next,
Denise. Is this
Denise?
Yeah, I think yeah. You're muted.
Oh wait, I didn't ask for the healing. I think I just put a comment.
You've said I have a suggestion to anyone that has experienced water. Oh yeah, I've done that.
No, it's my suggestion for hot springs. If anyone lives near a hot spring, go put your energy into it and soak into it like a stew of your own energy. It's really great.
Oh, I would love to go in it. I'd love to go in a hot spring. Oh.
It does miracles, like literally, like physically, emotionally, all of that.
They have them down in the Grand Canyon, but you have to. It's like a 2-year wait.
A little tip from my experience: ask if it's an old well or anything like that. Ask permission, because I once was taking some water from an old well in Anglesey, and the well keeper pulled me in head first. And I'll always remember that. Always ask permission. Don't just get your bottle and just start taking it.
No,
that was an horrible experience. And my family said, my wife said at the time, you can get the petrol. I was in the underwear driving home because I was soaking. And she said, if we need petrol, you're getting it. So, yeah, luckily we had enough to get home. But me 2 daughters were laughing and everything. So always ask permission if you ever take any water, just in case.
That applies to everything.
Yeah. Exactly. That was an horrible experience. I actually got pulled into the middle head first straight down. But I got pulled the first time and I adjusted. And then second time they had me. Now I'm a judo coach. I should never lose my balance. I got pulled in. And I was told later by my guardians it's because I was disrespectful to the old ancient well. So they taught me a lesson. So.
A little slap on the hand.
Yeah, definitely. Next one, Sarah is. Sorry about my lads in the background.
Hi guys.
Right, next one is Sarah.
Yes, Sarah.
Hi guys. Hello everybody.
Hello.
Happy Saturday. Happy spring.
You want some healing?
That'd be great. I have just got the diagnosis of shingles, and so there's that. And besides that, I just want to say thank you for all that you guys are doing. It's really amazing that you're selfless service. And with me, I'm working at home. I take care of my mom, and I think that I'm stressed. So, but other than that, I'm open to any suggestions or whatever. And also, I was thinking about a message from Father, just what you guys suggest for me. So, thank you so much.
Do you think the stress has made your shingles worse?
Yeah. I'm already getting a confirmation on that.
That's why I'm saying it. Okay. I'll give you some healing.
That's the first thing Father said to me. Oh, she's so stressful. Her body's all like wound up tight.
Okay.
And you're trying to
lower yourself.
Sometimes caring for your parents can not only break your heart, to see them age and watch them age.
Yeah.
But sometimes you get frustrated because you don't get a break.
I do. My mom has a memory break. Yeah, I don't have a break. Yeah, I'm trying to schedule my life so that I have a caregiver come in, and then I can just leave and go take care of myself. So, yeah, you're right. I just
have you contacted
maybe I need to take time
hospice?
out. No, not lately.
Hospice is not just for the dying. You know what? It's free.
I did contact them, and they said unless the doctor has a diagnosis that they're going to pass in like 30 days or however many days, that it wouldn't kick in. So
I guess it's different for every state, because one of my best friends worked for hospice, and I could have used it with my dad, and he wasn't dying at the time. He had Alzheimer's, but he wasn't dying. And that was one of the benefits in Florida.
That was support, right? Oh, yeah. Maybe I'm hearing.
Yeah,
he could have had. Sorry, go ahead.
You broke up
Oh,
for
sorry.
me. I'm sorry.
I thought I interrupted.
It's my internet.
You.
I
just...
No.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, I just was thinking that maybe what you're saying is just trying to get some more support for me and what's going on here.
You need a break for yourself. You're making yourself ill. Shingles is part of it. You probably wouldn't have got it if you had all that stress. It's the stress. It's made it worse. Yeah. You need a break. I'll send you some healing. I'll de-stress you if I can.
Thank you.
Yeah. But obviously it'll come back.
Yeah, we'll do healing for the shingles, and this is going to be in your blood itself for the virus.
Thank you.
You may feel a warmth going through your body.
Mm-hmm. Like a tingling. It's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So beautiful. I'm feeling a message from Father. He's like, my darling, I'll just give you whatever you want. Like a parent, like our parents.
Exactly right.
He's like, I just love you so much. He's like, I'm feeling with my clairsentience and your powers, you guys are intention and selfless service and your love. I'm just feeling him. Like, my darling, you're allowing your mother to stay home in her own house instead of going into a living facility. So I feel him saying, that's amazing in itself, but he's like, you can't really do that for her unless you take care of yourself. So I think what you guys are saying and what Father's saying, correct me if I'm wrong, like just step away, allow other people to come in, and you need to step back a little bit, I think.
You are exactly right.
Oh.
Can you feel his heart connection to you?
Yeah, very much. It's so high. I just feel like it's the lovely, happy cry. Those tears that come up because you just love him so much.
Yes, because his love is so strong, you can't even describe it when he connects to you.
Yeah.
And I want to remind everybody that what I see, my husband is the healer. He's very quiet sitting here. But he's the one that is connected to source, and I only get the downloads. I see what's happening.
You're a beautiful pair, a beautiful, beautiful pair of the great divine feminine, great divine masculine. I need to tell you that. So.
he sits here very quiet and takes notes. But he's the connection. I just get the downloads. So I can't do this without him.
Oh. Thank you. You guys are just awesome.
Yes, that you're getting all these messages direct, and I'm so happy that you hear him.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Yeah.
You
have to spend this time with yourself. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Bill.
Yeah, it's okay. You need to find a way of de-stressing yourself without it leaking to your own body. Is that a real tree at the back, or is that just a...
Who, me? Where I am? Yeah, this is where we live. Yeah, I'm on their property. I'm on the property.
Go to the tree later on and just ask the tree for help. De-stress yourself with that tree. I've sent an high frequency to your shingles, actually. I was trying to work out which one it was. I think it's 100,000, actually. And that should help. It's a mixture of very high frequency and very like sunlight, moonlight. So it's like violet flame, moonlight, and an high frequency, which was quite strange. Because I've never done that one before. I had to work it out.
Do you mean the energy you're putting forward is like moonlight? That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
well, the energy you've got to do for every element is a different frequency, and you've got to work out what frequency is the element it's needed. Most people just use earth energy, and it's just, you just feel good and you get energies up. But if you can tap into the right frequency, then you can heal near enough anything. Actually.
Wow, that's beautiful. Okay.
So I've tried that. I've tried to do a mechanism to de-stress yourself, but you'll have to do a bit of that as well. Try and find a way. It could even be like an hole through your aura field that just releases it all, because it's going through your shoulders, through your body. You've got to find a way of releasing it. And that tree at the back sound feels that good. Willow trees are good, and oak trees.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, you got a lot of oak trees. Yeah.
Yeah, oak tree, great.
We're in a fir forest.
Yeah, when you connect to the tree, just say, "Can you just de-stress me?" And trees are all goodness, so it'll do the job. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Well, they love it when you talk to them. Trees love it when you talk to them. They respond.
Oh, thank you. Well, you know, the neat thing about trees is, even though during COVID, you know, this distancing, I can go out and hug a tree, and it's I can't hug my friends like I used to as much. But
what you can do with old trees, you can connect, and you can actually have the vision of what it's seen in the past, and that is incredible. When you actually see like druids, I've seen in Scotland and stuff like that. It's and the trees hold that memory, which can be great. The only thing is the Romans and the druids were together, so it didn't go out very well. But the scene was quite unbelievable. Yeah,
so the memory of the tree and how long it's lived, that's amazing.
Yeah, you can see its past.
There are libraries.
Yeah.
I do read the Living Library that they present a lot. Yeah, it's so beautiful, and the messages. Thank you so much. That helps a lot.
Okay.
Love you guys.
You're welcome. Love you.
It says iPhone, I would like healing. Is that the same iPhone, and are we giving healing, or is that a different iPhone?
We've got a few of them today.
I think that was me.
Right.
I already got it. Thank you.
Right. Okay. Next one. iPhone about the pain in your feet. Is that the same one?
Yes.
What? Is
Yeah,
that
that's yours? I would like to explain. I got sick in February while I was in France, and I had a really bad cough. Now, that was when we all knew COVID was, we didn't realise how serious it was. But anyway, I didn't put it down to COVID. I just felt like I wasn't well. But since then, I've had pains in my feet since I've visited France. No, that sounds strange, but at the morning time, when I'm first waking up, it's like so hard to put my feet on the ground. And it's the last thing at night and the first thing in the morning. I was wondering sometimes it's easy to pick up things on somebody else, but you can't always pick up things on yourself as much.
You're biased. The bias stops you, doesn't it? It blocks you. I think this is what I'm picking up. I think it's a grounding problem, but I think it's something you try to ground, and I think you try to ground an entity that you picked up from healing. You do healing. You do healing, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm talking to one of my guys here. I'm talking to you, but I'm getting the answers. And I think you were grounding it, and it stopped itself just before it went. So I think it just needs a bit more push. So do you want healing off me?
Please, Philip.
And then let's see if we can shift it. That's what I'm picking up. It could be from France. But France is a weird place. I've been to France.
Well, this strange thing happened to me in France.
Yeah.
I was took in the middle of the night and put in a healing, like a crystal chamber. And I remembered it, and I was talking to them, and I literally woke up sitting on the end of the bed talking, but I didn't know who it was.
Ah, so that sounds
So
a link.
that's why I'm asking.
It's definitely a link there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Definitely a link. Okay, I'll see what I can do. It's definitely picked something up. I wonder if it's left you something that you didn't want. Okay. Just relax then.
Thank you.
Right, done it. Did you feel that?
I actually felt drawing out of my feet, like a pulling sensation.
Right, I don't normally. Yeah. You were psychically attacked in France. Your guides were trying to clear it. That's why you went in a healing box. Yeah? And I think
Crystal
it was.
chamber. It's like a chamber they put me in.
Yeah, my guide took me to the underworld in the Sea of Life, the angelic sea with goddesses to be blessed when I had a vampire, energy vampire on me. Yours took you to a crystal clear cave for healing, but they just missed it. Just because your feet were on the floor, didn't quite finish the job quite well. You could have done that in another 10 minutes. So I don't know what I got something from. You know, when they had kings and they had princes all had their heads cut off and stuff, I picked up that. So where were you in France?
I forgot the name now. I forgot the name. Somewhere by the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, Paris. Yeah. So yeah. So I got. People were being tortured, undrawn and quartered. So there's been an evil attack on you when I say it's demonic, it's been created as demonic. It hasn't been demonic. It was a being here that was very, very dark and attacked your energy, lighted your energy. And your guides took you to the crystal cave for a full cleanse. But you still had some at your bottom of your feet, that's all. And I've tried to draw it out. So
I can actually feel that. I feel like the drawing, like a tingling pulling sensation on the bottom of the soles of my feet, because that's
Yeah.
actually where the pain is.
Yeah.
And I phoned up my doctor to actually, because the pain was excruciating, Philip, like really bad. And I was thinking, what is that? I'm usually fit and healthy. So I knew there was something attached to that.
But they're creating the pain energy, aren't they? That's what they're doing. They're not bothered about what they're doing. They want the pain. They're feeding on that pain. So I'd say you had a little entity, tiniest one. It's getting a bit bigger, and now it's thinking, let's get really big. Let's create a lot of pain. Feed on the pain, and then that's what they do, don't they? So.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're welcome. That was quite interesting. I had the visions of France. I had a lot of horrible visions of France.
Yeah.
So it wasn't.
You know, when I was in France, I actually didn't like the energy of it whatsoever. It was like I couldn't wait to come home. It was supposed to be the happiest time of my life, getting engaged. I couldn't wait to come home.
When I was in Paris, I said to my wife, it's oh.
Yeah. 100%.
If anyone's in France,
really?
I'm sorry. Yeah, if anyone's in France, I'm sorry, but I didn't like Paris. It wasn't nice.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for that.
Thank you.
I had a great time in Paris. Okay, who's next?
Joan would like healing for her back. She sent me a private message.
Yes.
Yeah. You're nearly there.
Hi, Phil.
Hi.
Hi, Deb and Rick.
Okay. How long have you had your back pain?
Yeah. I have a healing with that.
Ooh, you do have an attachment. You do have one.
Do you want me to just give you some healing? I was just watching Sarah near the tree then, so I'll give you some healing. I was watching Sarah near the tree. Right, I'll give you some healing.
Did you see the size of that tree?
No. How long have you had the pain in the back?
Okay.
Or the attachment? I'll say pain.
Maybe it's attachment.
Not long, about a week.
Yes.
It's you've got very strong powers. They're using your power to go, and then they like your power too much, so they stay. It's the angelic powers in you that's making them stay.
This guy doesn't want to leave.
Yeah, I get a guy. Not very old.
Yeah. Stubborn. Onions here. He changed his mind when he saw her.
I think he's got a bit of fear as well.
Yeah, when he saw Kuan Yin, he softened. Can't blame him.
I can feel it.
Hmm?
I can feel it.
Oh, her energy is so beautiful.
I'm not surprised he wants to stay there.
Hmm?
I'm not surprised he wants to stay there.
Well, at least I got his name. He finally gave me his name. Ben. Ben Yi. Okay, he's releasing and going.
Did you see that white light there?
Yeah.
Amazing. I asked the spirit world for a bit of help. I think a loved one of his is helping.
Now it's just the healing has to happen. He's gone. Better? No.
Yes.
Joan, what do you do spiritually now? You've got such angelic light on you. You can't waste that. What do you actually
She's
do?
an angel.
I know, you can't waste that. So what do you do? Do you use it for anything good?
Oh, I think I was advising some of friends and helping some of my, they usually come to me and I give them.
I actually think you send souls to the light in Astra, and I think this one's picked you up. I think you pick this up, you come back with it. Yeah. So you send them to the light in Astra. That's your job. But this Ben stayed with you.
But I don't know how to do that. That's why I was still learning how to.
You do it already, is what he's telling you.
Yeah, you've
that's
been
what you're doing when you're sleeping. That's what you're doing.
Okay, because I have a dream the other day, and then they came to my room. And somebody, I don't know how to get in there. But I think it was helping.
Yeah, well, this guy stuck with you, which is why he attached to you.
Okay.
And your personality's that nice. you just don't want to just force it. You got to try and persuade him to go, but he wouldn't. So Joan gone now?
Did she go? She boot?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh crap.
Right, the last one, but I think it isn't the last one. Barbara just said after that weirdness with Pete, should I ask you to scan me? What is she?
Oh, good idea. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Barbara?
Yes, I'm here.
There you
go. Oh. And I think I'm up. Can you hear me?
Attachment. Yeah, I can hear you. Barbara's got the attachment. Now I gotta find it. Where'd it go?
Oh, sorry, I get cut off.
It's okay.
It's okay, Joan. Now I can't find it. You find it?
I'm picking up there's an angelic in your actual room.
I just got a full house here today.
When I scanned her right away, there was an attack. Okay, wait a minute. Now it's back.
Is this these
on her spine?
Is these crystals? Bringing them in.
Could I just chuck them out?
No.
No, don't chuck them out. Use them for it.
Can I just ask if she's getting any pain in the left hip area?
Not in my hip. I've got knee pain and I've got lower back pain, but not in my hip itself.
You've got an attachment. Her name's Beverly, and your lower spine area. Which would affect your hip because the nerves in your back affect your whole body.
Makes sense.
She's only been there 2 weeks. She's not negative. She's just a lost soul. She didn't know where to go. She saw your light. So we're going to help her. You have a lot of angelics in your room. Archangel Gabriel's been hanging around there. He says, well, you want me to step in? And Mother Mary said, I've got this. Archangel Michael's there too. You got a busy place.
A regular block party.
Well, you know, you should feel those energies there. That high, very high vibration there. Okay, buddy. Okay, she's releasing herself now. She's going with Mother Mary. She just said that she didn't know where to go. She liked your light. She liked your whole. She just felt really good about you. Love when she was near you, so she hopped on. That's all I could. That's all she could explain. She felt love. So she didn't want to cause any pain. She's sorry. So she's going to the light, and we're going to heal it. And now she's gone.
I actually picked something else up. I picked.
Sorry?
I picked up. You had a little, tiny. It's not entity. I don't even want to say the word because you'll think it's a spiritual parasite, tiny bit living in your hip, feeding in your knee. Yeah, I've just cleared that. So what happens is they tend to live in the places where they don't get pain because then they're giving themselves away. So where they feast and where they stay is a bit different, and they travel through your nervous system. Yeah. So you were right about the hip. There's something there, but the pain, right? But it's like a tiny bit. Have you ever had a fall or anything like that?
Oh gosh, probably 7 or 8 years ago, I tore my hand, a muscle up near that attaches to my hip.
What happens is you have a broken aura for about 24 hours, and anything can get into that little broken aura, and then your body heals the aura, but something's already in, and it's tiny. You can't see. It's a spiritual parasite, a bit like Green Mile. One of them little things.
Okay.
So I cleared that.
Wonderful, thank you.
Yeah. It wasn't greedy though. It's just tiny. Yeah. So 7 years. It's trying to hide. That's what they do. I think that's it. Or is it?
That's it.
Well, thank you again for me and Pete.
Yeah. And thank you, iPhone, for helping us.
Is there anything else?
That's
My
it.
personal ones. Well, everybody, I just want to thank you for joining us today.
Should we ground ourselves at the end? We got enough time. How I do it a lot. When I used to do it when I was dead young, I used to have to pretend I was a tree and then it goes through the roots. But what I do now is I pretend there's a halo above your head. It's shining, it's bright. It can change colour depending on if you need healing. If you need healing, if you got an entity, it'll change colour to what you need. But normally it's bright white light, and it just goes down from your crown chakra, keeps on going down 2 inches. See, I'm American now, isn't it? 4 inches down, 2 inches up, and it just goes slowly out, and it's healing everything around you, and it's pushing any negativity you might have picked up from the tech, and it's pushing it all down, or anything that you've got through the day, pushing it down, all the way down, and it goes down to your root chakra, all the way down, 4 inches up, 2 inches up, 4 inches down, right down to your feet, and once it's at your feet, leave it there. Channel moon energy to clear everything else, push everything out to you into the earth, and all the negativity goes down. And then just give it a few seconds of deep breathing. And then have a drink of water after, and make sure it's good vibrational water. Okay. Normally takes 10 minutes. I've just done it quicker. Okay.
And Joan, if you want to hang back and we'll finish explaining some stuff to you.
Thank you, everyone, anyway.
Joan?
Thanks, everyone.
Have a beautiful month. We'll see you next month. A couple of weeks. On the 27th, we'll have Nilesh with our Spending Time with Metatron. And I'll be posting those links on the websites and on Facebook.
Okay, and Deb, thanks for everything. And Deb, I need to have you send me a new link for the.
Çok yemek kız, çok. Excuse me, can I ask a favor, please? Just
Yeah, go on.
I really need it, and if you be able to help me, I will appreciate it. There is something in my brain is killing me. I had to get migraine so badly, and now I went to doctors, told me that my left side, my brain is smaller, and now I get something is with the hammer is just kicking, and I get sharp pain. And can you be able to scan, please? And I will be very happy if you be able to do it.
Sure.
Is it a pain or oming? It's pain.
Yeah, I think so. And I don't want to put my energy on it. I didn't ask the doctor so much detail, but I have pain, and it's a very sharp pain. It's killing me.
Yeah, at the moment, a lot of light workers are getting oming because of the high frequency of the earth, basically, of what's coming down. But yours is a pain, so it's probably slightly different. So I'll send you some healing if that's okay.
I love it. Thank you.
Okay.
Yani anne ne demişti? Ben de seni. Çık.
I see something in the back of her neck.
Summer, how long have you had this?
My migraine is almost 2 years, and every year get worse and worse. But this one is almost last 3 or 4 months, not a lot.
So you've had it for 2 years, but it's got worse recently.
Yes.
Right. What I'm picking up, and you might believe this or you might not, because obviously some people believe this and don't. I believe it's a past life trauma, that in a previous life you died at the age 2 years ago, and the memories come through, and you're experiencing that trauma. But recently we've also had a higher frequency in Earth. So obviously you're connected spiritually. You're connected to it all. So you just need to, how do you do this? You need to give yourself, send love. Is that right? Yeah. Send love to that life. Let it go, release it. You've got residue. You died violently with an head injury. I think it was an axe actually, or a sword. And you need to just release it, which is very difficult. But if you've got Google Nikki Sutton, past life traumas, just go through a meditation of one of those, and they're brilliant. They really are brilliant. And you've just got to give yourself love and just let it go. Yeah.
Okay, and also one more thing I will tell you. I have a 12-year-old girl, and then last 8 months, her period is never stop. And my husband has a rash on his face. I don't know what is happening to us, but our life is upside down, and whatever I touch, everything turn a stone. Like, you know, some people touch something is turn a gold. And I start, Deb was talking, I start thinking about it. God created us, bird never worry about what they eat, but why we are worried about what we eat, what we're gonna eat. I don't know, I'm suffering a lot, and it's just nothing going well for us. Like when we start the project for our construction, it's everything end up on the court. We never be able to finish the project. Our life is get worse and worse. Like, I don't know what's happening. It's just suffer, stress, but stress doesn't even express what I go through, I guess.
I'd just like to add, what I'm picking up on is, you're creating a lot more negativity by your thought pattern. Your thought patterns are bringing that energy towards yourself and your family. The more we think of the lack we've got, the more lack we feel. The more gratitude you have, the more that's going to come to you. So I'm picking up on that you need to change your thought pattern, and that's what's creating the pain. But I also picked up on what Philip said, is that it is a past trauma, but I feel like the thought patterns need to change. What I do of a morning time, as soon as I open my eyes, I give thanks just for breathing. And I start small, and then I add each day, and the more gratitude I give, the more I receive, the more love I give out, the more I'm receiving. So it's about changing how you're feeling. And I think that will gradually you'll start to lift your own vibrations of you, not just you, of your family. And your little girl, I'm thinking, there could be something, when we first start our periods, they're not always regular.
Okay.
My daughter, she was the same, and then eventually it regulates itself. But I'm getting, you just need to eat a lot more fruit, kiwi fruit, and to keep your vibration high by thinking positively and give gratitude for the smallest of things, because you've got so much to be grateful for.
Yeah, what I think is, I think the trauma's triggered your mindset. It's both, isn't it? One's triggered the other one. And also about your daughter's period, you're thinking, what have I done wrong? You're thinking the negative in it all, and that's creating negativity. It's a big circle. You got to change that circle into a positive circle. So yeah, I quite agree, Miss iPhone. Yeah. Or is it Mrs. iPhone? I don't know.
Yeah, that you were saying something on my back. What was something? What did you see?
Back of your neck. It's like a big knot.
like
I feel exactly the same thing.
And so Father put through a healing in your neck to release that knot.
Okay.
Because that causes headaches. It's almost like that knot. In fact, like you're sitting like this all the time. Like, and you're sleeping like that, like stressed up. You know, when you're sleeping, you're like in your neck, and I can't even describe it any other way. It's everything is, your neck is like this, your teeth are.
That's true. Whenever I sit, I am like that. Like everybody's open hands. I see that. Like, but me, I'm like, why I'm hiding? I'm holding it. Like, why I'm so tied in it? And then I feel like, I don't know,
That's exactly what he's showing me. That's how you are. And if as soon as you release and you go like this with your hands, and you release the love and accept and trust him, trust that you have the power. You are the one that's in control, believe it or not. The minute you start feeling love and knowing that you're the one that's in control, you're the one that says, okay, I am poor, I am miserable, I. As soon as you say all that, you're sure going to be that way.
Yeah, you're manifesting that.
My husband and I, yeah, that's what you manifest, because you're the one in control. I'm
on
in
the
pain.
contrary, I was trying to manifest positive thinking, and everybody saying you are so positive. Yeah. So I'm pretending that.
You can't control anybody else. You can't let their vibration control you either. You can only control your vibration. So you have to be in gratitude, in love, and your vibration has to improve theirs. You're the mommy.
You can't have no hate, no anger. Let it all
Right.
go. Let it all go.
Go out into nature and breathe in that beautiful air. Touch a tree. Put your feet in the grass if you can. If it's wintertime.
It's Canada, frozen.
Yeah. Well, a tree. There's still trees around, right?
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that changed the thought patterns. And then once you start giving gratitude and you start being thankful for the littlest things, that changes the whole demeanor of your internal and your etheric body as well, your emotional body. You know, our thoughts create our reality. So if you're creating of lack, you're gonna lack more. So you need to change this thought pattern, to change that tension as well, because I picked up exactly what you have picked up on, and that's not helping it. So you need to wake up and just start off small like I did. Thank you for my breath. Thank you for the couch I'm sitting on. Everything starts small and it grows and grows and grows. And the love that you have, and like Philip and Deb said, you can't worry about everybody else. You've got to give yourself that self-love. Otherwise you're pouring from an empty cup.
Yeah. You know, Rick and I lost everything. We lost our home. We ended up giving away our furniture. We lost jobs that we had for many, many years in the housing crisis of 2008 and 9. And that was the best thing that ever happened to us, because that's when we woke up.
Yeah.
We only had each other, and that was it. We had the vehicle we had a vehicle, our 4 cats, and anything we could pile in there. We had to give away all of our worldly goods, and we were homeless. We were actually homeless.
Dad,
we looked at each other. We looked at each other and said, we have each other. And
Wow.
that's it. It was the most humbling thing we ever went through.
And that's love.
I had exactly the same thing in 2008. We lost everything. And then we said, okay, we will create ourselves from the ash again with my husband. We stand and we work hard and get back again. But still, somehow, something is pulling us back. I don't know what is, but it's, I don't know.
It's you that's pulling you back.
So
I'm quite blunt. But I have a saying, and you have to ask yourself, am I in my head or am I present in this moment? Am I in my head or am I being present? And we haven't got yesterday. We haven't got the what ifs of the future. All we've got is now. So enjoy now. Teach yourself how to think better and create better, and better will come to you. I promise you. I promise you this.
Thank you.
Yeah, because this is just stuff.
The other thing is, if you do the same thing day in, day out, that becomes a boring life. Change your pattern a little bit. Make it a little bit different. Oh, like Sarah, hug that tree behind her. It's something different. Everything different helps you. Because life can be monotonous, yet you've only got a short time here. You're wasting it if it's monotonous. Yeah. But also listen to the Nikki Sutton meditation to release that trauma as well.
Can I say something based on a past life? I just wanted to mention, I'm feeling much better, by the way. You guys are amazing. I just want to say that. Thank you so much. I wanted to mention, I had a memory. I did. I have my tree. Thank you.
I was watching.
That's
thank you.
Beautiful tree.
Isn't this beautiful? I know. That's just so sacred. Thank you. I just wanted to mention, I'm getting a message for the lady who's speaking. I have an understanding of having 2 lifetimes where my head was cut off, and when I was able to go back and do soul fragment retrieval from that lifetime, it helped a lot. So I don't know if you can do that yourself or if you need some help. It's just an amazing thing, because I noticed with myself there was a loop that was going back and in my mind, and I couldn't really be present in my present moment and things like that. Because my mind just kept looping around, and it wasn't until I went back and processed the actual feelings of that moment, of how horrible it was. I was mad at the person who did it. I really did, and I just went through the whole thing. I'm pissed off at you because you cut my head off and you're my family, and how could you do that kind of thing. I don't want to go into the details about who it was or timelines, because I don't think it really matters. But if you can do that somehow, maybe get some help. Phil at RAF helped me so much as well. So I just want to say that in my experience, going back and being able to do the soul fragment retrieval from those lifetimes and process that, because then that timeline, once you heal that timeline, then you heal your present timeline and your future timeline. So you're going back and you're doing like really amazing work for yourself, for your family. It's just generational healing. So anyway, I just wanted to share that, and I hope you can be able to find, it's because it's a loop, it's a constant recurring loop that happens for me until I was able to go back and heal those lifetimes. So I just wanted to share that, and I hope you can find your peace. Okay,
thank you. I know I need help to heal that, because it's unbelievable. It's like a hammer or something, like it's just somebody hitting my head inside. Sharp pain.
Yeah, what normally is you've had a past life, but you've died very quickly, and you've broke your fragment in shock, and then you've come into another life, and it could be 3 lifetimes ago, and every lifetime you have the same problem. I had one where I had a curse from Mayan. I did something to the king's daughter I shouldn't have done. I'm not going there. And the king put a curse with their spiritual things, and I had no emotion. And I came into her life, and I don't think I cried till last year. That's 54 years without crying. My wife died, I didn't cry. My mum and dad cried, I didn't really cry. I was upset a little bit, but it soon went. And I met a twin flame, which isn't a romantic, it's like someone who's got my keys. And she released that, and I cried for an hour. And I brought it that life and mine's 5 or 6 lifetimes. It's like an endless circle of trying to get my emotions, and I never had any. So it's shocking how you can actually do some healing on a past life, and all of a sudden this life becomes miles better, absolutely miles better. Yeah. So then the thing I had to do then is I had to heal everyone else. I had to apologize to my children for not being emotional to them. I had to forgive myself and help them, and it became a cycle of release, basically. Hope that helps. But Nikki Sutton, soul retrieval, it's cracking. Yeah, you got a bit. You do a meditation and visualize it, and she says it all, basically. Yeah. Okay.
But you did get healing today, Summer. So.
Thank you. I feel better.
You should feel so much better.
I feel so much better. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, so Joan, our little angel, you were trying to give her advice and she got booted. Are you with us, Joan?
She's there.
Yes. Hi.
Yes.
Thank you.
Here she is. So you were saying?
Yeah. How to help somebody. Am I doing it right?
When she's in the astral, Bill, she's in the astral and she gets attachments and.
She's doing it perfect.
She's bringing in.
But you're quite emotionally doing it. So when a spirit doesn't want to go forward to the other thing and says can't just let them go, if you know what I mean. You want to like mother them a bit too much. That's what it is. Attachments, I think you sort of, I don't think you're bringing that much back, really. You're getting cleansed anyway. Cleansed, yeah. You're getting sorted before you come here. The only thing is you have the attachment and you don't want to let them go then because you've got emotional feelings for them. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. you need to be a bit stronger. You know what I mean? Just say go. There's the light. That's where you're going. Just too nice sometimes. It's a nice thing. Nice to be nice.
You're still the. You're still the mommy, even as an angelic doing your job. You're still being a mommy.
I know. I get that.
I have like a little bit of a message in this because I do the same thing in my dream time. I set up the scenario and then I kind of step back and let the light do the work. And the times when you're not quite disconnected, or you know what I mean, like it's almost like it's your light, but you're not allowing anything that moves through the light to connect to you, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I think if you get like a stronger connection in your dream world where you can maybe manipulate it better, then it won't happen at all. I don't know. Maybe we could talk like separately on this. I don't know.
Yes.
It's like creating a stronger connection to your dream space so that when you're doing the work, it doesn't stick to you at all.
Don't let your lights connect to their lights.
Yeah, exactly.
You have a shield around you. You have a shield around you.
Yeah. I was just gonna say I can actually feel she's very protected, and it's actually ancestors. It's passed down into her that she's actually a healer, a natural healer. So not just in the astral, you're a natural healer, and it's passed down through generation through generation through generation. You might not know
It's
them,
ancestral, definitely.
I picked up on that.
I see.
Yes.
Oh, wow, that's beautiful.
You're beautiful.
We're all beautiful. Well, thank you, Bill. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, that's fine. Right.
Oh, thank you, Deb. And Rick.
It was a great day today. Thank you, everyone.